Okay, I just want to do a quick demonstration on how to make an etch with the stencil material that we get from KMTS. So first of all, we've got our etching machine, got our wires. You need a piece of water paper, just a scrap piece of stainless steel plate, and then of course your knife. You're going to put your etch on there. And this is just a spare piece of steel that I want to practice on before I put it onto the knife. Cut 4 pieces of sticky tape like that and a cloth. And of course we also have our electrolyte. Okay, so this stencil, if you look very carefully, on the one side you can actually see, it's very difficult to see, but if you look carefully you can see the name. And the name there is Chris. So what I do first of all is just connect my wires to my machine. The red wire goes to the red connection. The applicator goes to the black connection. Then always make sure that your applicator is clean. That's why I've got some of the water paper here. Just make sure that it's nice and clean. You then have some felt strips to get with the machine. Just push it across, don't pull it too tight. Now where's my elastic? Oh dear. Oh yeah. Now I'm looking for my elastic. Sorry, just a second. Elastic just goes over there. I do a double, and then just make sure that you pull it nice. Don't pull it too tight, but it must be flat against the. And I use 3 drops of the electrolyte, and then I just damp it in so that it spreads nice and evenly. You don't want your felt to be too wet. So I normally just dry it a bit on the cloth like that. And also I like to prime my felt strip. And that's what this piece of stainless steel is here for. I'll clip the crocodile clip on there, switch my machine on, make sure that the machine is on etch. In other words, that's why I put a 1 there. So that'll be your first etching, and the second movement will be marking. So I just lightly push. I want that to be just nice and a light brown color. I'm just making sure that the whole surface is conducting electricity. You can loosen that. And just to get rid of that brown stuff, I just do that on the cloth. Okay, then we can come to our stencil. As I say, always practice on a piece of steel first. Because it's difficult to see, you can't line it up nicely on your knife. So to see exactly where the name is, I use the tape to mask, because remember, once you've put your crocodile clip on the knife, wherever the applicator touches, it will make a mark on your knife. And if your blade has been finished, you'll be very upset with yourself. So then it's just a question of clipping your crocodile clip onto your knife. And the applicator you use by just damping 2-3 seconds at a time. So you can first do that just by holding it like that. I like to turn it a bit sideways, use the edge a bit. And here we can see the name is starting to appear. So now once it's come through to the top, if I put it on my knife, I know exactly where it is so I can line it up nicely. So I'm happy with that. I'll just take my tape off. This paper is very flimsy, so just work very careful with it. Let's say that's where I've lined my mark up. I always put a piece of tape on this side, so that when I'm finished I can lift the stencil and put it back exactly in the same place if I've maybe missed an area or so. And as I say, it's quite important to mask, because you don't want to have marks anywhere else but on the stencil. Okay, so make sure you're on etching. And you can clip your, oh man, that bird. And then it's a question of just you can clearly see the crease is already standing out, so you can use the corner of the applicator as well. So I'm just going to make sure 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to put the switch onto mark, and all that now does is it draws the carbon out of the steel and it makes the mark black. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now if I lift, make sure you take your tape off very carefully. Hold the stencil down like that it doesn't move. That one as well. And then you can lift it very gently just to make sure that you have a clear mark. And if you look clearly, you can see there's a beautiful crease over there. So if I'm happy that the whole thing is black, I can take my stencil off. If I'm not happy, I just put it back again and I do my masking. And I can touch up wherever it needs to be done. The last step before anything else is to just get some 3-in-1 oil, put it on the mark, and just make sure, because you've opened up the skin and it could rust, and also to get rid of this etching residue. Okay, so enjoy your machine. Thanks.